Microsoft
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another flight from Beauvais today to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Rotterdam. It just stopped raining. You can see the clouds above me. It was raining just a few seconds ago, and I will now just add the overlay again for you, and then I will start the flight. There you go. So as you can see, it starts raining again, or maybe it never stopped and I just didn't see it, but let's jump into the aircraft. And first of all, get rid of these, don't need that. Start the batteries, and let's see if we connect if we connect the GPU, if it's possible, if there is any GPU. Hello? There's no GPU, so that's gonna be hard to get the external power running. So what I will do is I will check my flight plan and see. I have to take 2 tons of fuel with me today. That's really not much. 2 tons of fuel. So let's make it like this. And then we will also start the APU, so that we don't use the battery power, because we don't have external power here. There is no ground power unit available, as it seems. So yeah, and it's now raining even more, and maybe we are lucky and get this space of clouds over here over us. Where is it moving to? Yeah, it's moving to... what direction is it? It's moving to southeast, so we might get lucky, and so maybe the rain stops very soon. So APU generator available. And let's set up the flight plan. So we are going from LFOB to EHRD, Rotterdam. I checked the weather already. We have winds of 240 degrees, 11 knots. But as it seems, there's no... Oh, okay, there is. So we will fly the normal 1 November departure. Normal 1 November departure. 1 normal. Okay, there are two. I just select this one. We will depart from... Okay, maybe this will... Oh, come on. So it seems as if this was wrong, so I will take the second one. Maybe this is runway 30 then. Yeah, see, this is runway 30 then. Load. Flight plan. So it's just taking some time. I don't know why it says origin user actually. Select origin airport. LFOB. Isn't it? Or is it LFOB? Yeah, Chile. Okay, now it's correct. Origin? No, it's not origin Rotterdam. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, now we got it. Chile, airport to Rotterdam. Chile, Rotterdam. Procedure. Departure. Airport LFOB Chile. Wait until everything is loaded up. Load. Normal 1 November. Flight plan. Okay, now it's working. Finally. So, after normal, we fly to Vakin. Then we go to Aduto. Aduto. Then we continue to Verdi. This one. And after Verdi we go to Dinut. Dinut. And this will also be our approach fix, where we start our approach into Rotterdam. So, procedure, arrival. Let's wait until it's loaded up. We are planning for runway 24 in Rotterdam, as we have wind of 220 at 15. So we are planning the Dinut to Romeo arrival, but not for runway 6, but for runway 24. Load. There it is. And that's it. So our flight plan is created. I mean, what we could do as well, we could plan our approach already. I don't think there will be a change or something. So approach ILS Zulu runway 24. Transition, I don't know. So I will check the charts for it. Which transition would be best? Rotterdam approach for ILS Zulu runway 24. Okay, I think it is Dofmu. What do we have? Dofmu or Masos? I can't even see not Masos. Don't know where it is. So, but we take Dofmu. DOFMO load. We don't want to activate it yet. Just load it. Speedbugs. We're gonna depart with a V rotate of 115, and we plan to land. No, that's actually not correct. Oh yeah, it is correct. Okay, we rotate 115, and we plan to land with a VR of around 116. We approach 116, and we do that here as well. We rotate is 115, and the approach will be 116. Okay, okay. We don't need the minimums here. We can set nav mode, nav source to GPS already. So turn on the timer so I might not forget it again. And then we are ready to go. So recognition lights and anti-collision lights on. I turn on some lights in here. And that's it. So it's still raining. Clouds. We're getting more. Okay, and this guy here is not really necessary, but yeah. Okay, so we will taxi through it. There is no other way. So we turn on this one of the fuel pressure, and then we turn the starter on for engine number 1. We wait for N2 20%. And then we turn on the engines. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Run. Engine number 2 is starting, as you can hear. We can now turn up the speed already to 250. 250, and the altitude we will turn up as well. Our flight level okay. Well, our flight level today will be flight level 300. So I can turn this on. Flight level 300. And we will now start engine number 2. N2 is rising. (16, 17, 18) and start. And number 2 is starting as well. So we can turn on the taxi lights already, because we are gonna taxiing soon. And engine number 2 is on and ready. And we will have a very long backtrack to on the runway 30. We turn on the probe heat, and we have a temperature of 7 degrees, so we don't need anti-ice today. We will on the ground spoilers, release the parking brake. Oh, and I forgot to switch the throttle quadrant to actually a working one. There you go. And I'm sorry. flaps set for departure. Actually, are the wipers? Where are the... There should be a knob for the wipers. We will hold position here. Okay, set the parking brake first and then check if there is any knob for wipers. There should be. Actually, we can turn off the EPU already. But there is no wiper knob. Okay. Well, then we cannot use them. Let me check. No, nothing here. Nope, nothing here as well. Here, no. Engines. APU. And it doesn't make sense that it's down here, so... okay, no wipers here. Actually, it stopped raining. And we will now taxi onto the runway. So, lights on. Thrust. And taxi onto the runway. So we have all lights on. And now we're taxiing down the runway. Down to the end. I don't know what this terminal is over there. There are parking spots as well, but I think the main terminal is over here, of course. And we will see a taxiway on the left. This is Taxiway Romeo. We could use that to like turn around. But as there is no traffic expected, and why are the speed brakes extended? Okay, there's another problem. Spoilers disarmed. Okay, now it's gone. So as there is no traffic on the final, I can stay on the runway because we are so small. I don't need to taxi onto the taxiway to turn around. That's just because the backtrack is so long. So in case there is a traffic arriving on the runway, we can taxi down the runway already, turn onto Romeo 1 here, and then we are going left side of the runway out here, and we'll come back over here, and we can hold short here so the traffic can land without us interrupting them. And then after that we can depart as well. And the cloud looks amazing at the moment. There's no pixel stuff. You can hear the brakes actually. It's electronic. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream, but I can clearly hear it. The electrical noise of the brakes. And we will turn. There you go. Ground spoilers on. Lights are on. Flight director on. Versus mode on with 2,600 feet per minute. We will turn nav on already. And we are ready to go. Takeoff. And rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear up. And right turn. Flaps up. And autopilot engage. And there we go. On our way. Flaps are up. APU is off. Transponder mode should be turned on. And we're going back to the route. Above the clouds already. Wow. So today, or at the moment, they look really good. No pixelish borders. They're absolutely okay. There are some pixels, and there are some, but overall it looks quite good compared to yesterday. So I think it depends on the type of clouds you have, and of course on the distance you watch them. But at least they look better than yesterday. And we are now passing flight level 85. I can turn, still not to standard. 29902. 29902. Okay, so if I press it, it's just setting it to the current pressure, not to standard. Well, strange. Okay, we're passing now flight level 100 in a few seconds. So I can turn off the lights. Actually, where? There it is. Wing inspection, tail pack safety, seatbelts are not clickable. And we can now increase the speed to my standard 305. 305. And once we reach that, I will turn on flight level change. No, actually I won't do that because the aircraft is climbing too fast. I think 2,600 feet is quite okay to climb with. and we're now on the way to Rotterdam, to Kingdom of Netherlands. I've never been there actually. I've been to Amsterdam in real life as well as in the flight simulator, of course. But I've never been to Rotterdam, and I'm really excited about the approach over there. I think it will be fairly easy as we have a typical ILS approach. I mean, I could go for the VOR approach, but to be honest, why should I do that if I have an ILS approach? Our remaining flight time is about 23 minutes. At least if it's correct what the IVAO map's telling me. And I will just calculate my top of descent as soon as I am reaching the cruise altitude. Because I need the ground speed for that. I can well, what I can do is I check the approach for ILS Zulu runway 24, and I need to be at 3000 over Kako. Okay, so 27,000, 81 nautical miles before Kako. I will turn that in. KAKKO 144. So our cruise is very, very short today. What happens if I press here? Nothing. Okay. Oh yeah, because standard pressure is standard flight simulator pressure is 29992 above flight level 180 anyway. So here is our top of climb. We will do not reach that as planned, but it's not that much later. I can click on flight level change here. And as you can see, I will already climb with 3000, 5, 6, 3, 7, 3, 8, 4000 now, 5000 now, and for the passenger it's not that good. It's also for the cabin altitude, because it rises too much. But yeah, so 4400 now, but that's okay. I'm just doing that for the final 7,000 feet, or 8,000 when I started it. Flight level 250. So we need 81 miles before Kako to descend. We have 129. So as I said, the cruise will be very short. We don't even need to switch to Mach numbers. We can stay with indicated airspeed. That's okay. And we are just in the air for 8 minutes. So as I said, it's a really short flight today. Although it's I think this is like the direct route, so this turn, for example, is not calculated because when I would click activate direct to, then would just go a straight line, but it's not that far out or off the direct route, so basically it will be the same. And we have a lot of crosswind at the moment, or slight backwind actually. And that means that for the descent, we would need to descend at 81 nautical miles with roughly 2,500 feet per minute to reach Kako at 3,000. Better would be 2,000 or 2,500 actually. Check that again, 114. So we just reached our cruising flight level of 300, and we will soon start our descent again. I could also tune in Rotterdam VOR already, which is 110.4. 110.4. Tune it active. And I want to see that here. As soon as I receive it. In case of a missed approach, we climb on the runway heading to RD214 to climb to 2000, and at RD214 we turn left to Dovmu. From Dovmu we will initiate a hold or start our descent again, or approach again. Check Kako again. K-A-K-K-O. We have 100 nautical miles, so we just have like 2 minutes, 3 minutes before our top of descent. And actually, you can see the top of descent here already. So it is calculated. It's not visual very good, but you can see it in the map here. So shortly after I do too. And I will type in Kako again, Kako. And once we are approaching Adutu or we're passing Adutu, I will actually refresh it here, and then it should say it's something around 85 to 90 nautical miles, I think. So right now 94, okay. So I can tune in the new altitude already. 3, and we start our descent. I don't want to go with 2,500 feet per minute, so I just go with 2,000. I think that's absolutely enough for now. We can descend steeper later on if we really need it. So that was a really short cruise. I could have stopped the climb at let's say 240 or yeah, something around that, but well, anyway. Wrong direction. So there's another aircraft over here. Let me have a look on the map what it is. That's a A321 flying from London to Krakow. EasyJet flight A321. I don't even know. Is EasyJet actually flying an A321? I don't think so. And we're now in Belgium airspace. Shorter after the border. And we will soon also be in Netherlands airspace. We will need some anti-ice, I think. Weather in Rotterdam says 8 degrees, so we don't need anti-ice. Maybe in the clouds. I have to check that. Our outside air temperature is -36. So once we pass these clouds here, we will need anti-ice, just to be sure. And let's check the weather radar. Okay, we have nothing specific. Just here over Ostend. I think it's Ostend in Belgium. We are passing Ghent in a few seconds. Let's see if I can turn this on the map. No, it's not showing Ghent. Wow, these clouds look amazing. Absolutely stunning. And actually I don't want to pass them. Oh, maybe we can do cloud surfing a bit once we descend. Let's see. But weather radar tells us no danger. I will still turn on anti-ice because I'm just not sure, but and I will increase our descent. 2,200 now. Let me check the distance to Kako again. Kako, and we still have to descend let's say 17,000. That means 51 nautical miles to Kako. We need to start our descent with a 3 degrees glide path, and we need to descend with 2,000 feet per minute as our ground speed is 400 knots. So actually we don't need to descend with 2,200. We can descend with 1,900. That's enough. We have still heavy crosswinds with 42 knots, so we can see that here we're actually flying the route straight ahead, but our aircraft turns the face, the nose, whatever you might want to call it, more to the left. Because the wind's coming from here, turning the aircraft and pressing it into the right direction, so it has to face more left in order for it to fly the correct route. The ILS frequency is 110.9er. And just to be sure, I will tune that in over here. 110.900, and we will transfer it, make it active. because I'm not 100% sure when or how this aircraft sets the approach by itself. So I'm doing it myself. And we are now crossing the border into Netherlands airspace right now. Flight time left 6 minutes according to the IVAO web eye, and according to our GPS we still have 10 minutes to go. So, well, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, not that much of a difference. I love this sun reflection here. That looks so real. And we're passing some rain clouds on the left. Here, that should be it. Yeah, that should be it. Over here. There's the Netherlands down here. And now we have some pixelish clouds again. Pixelish borders. Yeah. It's not that nice, but I hope with the next sim update they will solve this problem. And actually, wow, look how dark it is down here. That really looks frightening to me. Look at that clouds. This is absolutely stunning. Great. I could watch this for years. But I need to go back into the cockpit. And we will now start to reduce the speed as we are approaching flight level 100. And we have a decision altitude of 219. So minimums, radio altimeter 219. And I will now also set the speed box. Before I forget that, speed box, we rotate off, we approach on. Let's check the wind option 3 here. Waypoint options, it's not working. Nearest VOR, is this working? Oh yeah, it is. And I could click that and then say direct to or insert in flight plan. Nice. Never checked that before. And we passed flight level 100, so lights on. We have an outside air temperature of -3 degrees, so maybe we don't need anti-ice if we are above 0 once we pass the clouds. Let us do some cloud surfing. I will reduce the descent rate to 0 once we are on the clouds. -2 degrees. That's great. Have a look. Isn't this great? We're just diving into these clouds. Well, and well, I don't think we are able to do cloud surfing, as we just passed all the clouds. And once we reach these clouds here, we are already too low, I think. So, but we can see that the weather now is coming in here. Yep. And we are already too low, unfortunately. I don't want to stop the descent here because we really need... And above Rotterdam, you can see there are some yellowish, orangish clouds. So that's gonna be interesting. Anti-ice on. Have a look here. Isn't this great? So we have no speed restriction at the moment. And we are approaching Kako. For the go around, we need runway heading to 2000. So, and I will reduce the speed now because after Kako we are flying to Reykjavik, and we need a maximum of 190 knots over Reykjavik. Wow, rainbow! Have a look! Woohoo! Double rainbow. So amazing. But we have no time for that. +2 degrees. So we can turn off the anti-ice soon. And now it starts to rain again. And let me check the weather again. We have 220 at 13, visibility of 2,500 feet, fuel clouds at 600, scattered at 700, so we will have visibility below 700 feet. QNH is 1014, temporarily a visibility of 4,000 feet and light rain. Okay. And I will reduce the speed now to 190 knots, as this is our maximum speed over Reykjavik. We are at 2000. Speed 190 set. We can flaps 1. Flaps 1. Check the charts again. Yeah, we are at 2000 at Advit, and then we start our descent into Rotterdam at DME 6.2 from Rotterdam. No, from the ILS actually. And the wind is still 220 at 13. So we will have a little headwind. And we're commencing the left turn. And we are at the moment out of the clouds. But we will soon be in there again. Can't see it yet because, well, look at these clouds, how dark it is. But this little window here to the top. Great. We maintain 2000 until RD 252. Until this waypoint we maintain 2000. And I will also maintain 190 knots. Or actually I will turn down to, let's say, 170 knots. Because our V approach is 116. We still have the ice protection on, just to be sure. I don't think there will be any problem, but just to be sure. And I have here the ILS tuned in already. So we are right now 10.8 miles out. And there are we back in the clouds. Reduce speed, 170 knots. 170 knots. And we're turning. Localizer is captured, so I can click on approach. You can see here localizer is captured, localizer 1. Radio altimeter, radio altitude minimum is 219 feet. Radio altimeter is alive. And the glide slope should start. This green dot here, the glide slope should start to come down shortly before we arrive RD252. Which should be now, and it's moving. So localizer is captured. We still have 2000 feet as the go around altitude set. What I can do is I set the heading back to 236, I think it was, for the go around. 236 for the go around. What was it? Climb on track 236. Yeah, to RD214. Okay, we don't have it set, but that's no problem. And the aircraft is descending now. Wonderful. And as we are now 5.6 miles, we can reduce the speed. 140 knots, flaps 2, gear down. Spoilers armed. We can see the runway already. But we cannot see it here. So, but we need to see it at least 219 feet. But as it is overcast on 700, we should break through the clouds at like 750 feet or something, and then we should also see the runway. We're a little bit off to the right. I have to correct this later on. Speed 125. Flaps 3. No, flaps full, yeah. It's not called 3, it's flaps full. And we are passing 700 or 800 and we start to see the runway, or the runway lights. 750, and we are now on 700. So this is the ceiling, and we now start to see the runway. Oh, Rotterdam Tower is 118205. I don't think that I can manage to contact him in time. Let's see. Rotterdam Tower, hello, this is November 55 Bravo Sierra and the short final for runway 24.
Station calling, this is Kathmandu ground.
Rotterdam Tower, November 55 Bravo Sierra is on the short final 24.
You're still with Kathmandu ground.
Okay, my client says I'm on the tower frequency. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Reverse thrust. $60 knots. And runway 24 vacated. So, parking brake is set, landing lights off.